Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. I am so excited for today's video. I know I say that in every video, but I'm like extra excited for today's video. So I started binging the home edit on Netflix and I could not stop watching it. As soon as I finished watching it, I just lost control on my house. Chase was like, "What are you doing?" And I finally just pulled out my camera because I'm like, if I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So today's video, we're gonna be like organizing the home edit style, which is like edit, categorize, and containment. So the very first thing you're gonna do is take everything out, which I think is just amazing. No matter who's organizing, I feel like they always tell you to clear the space. So the first area I'm gonna be working on is our hall closet. I've been needing to do this for so long, but it's just one of those spaces I hate touching. I don't want to deal with it. It's like out of sight, out of mind, but I totally got motivated to do it after watching their series. So here is the space cleared out, and then I'm going to show you what my living room and hallway look like. So I've been doing this for a while. I've always been an organizer, but I was completely shocked by the amount of items I had in that one tiny hall closet. That is definitely why you need to pull everything out. When it was in there, it did not look like much, but once I pulled it out, I could not believe it. And then once you're done pulling everything out, you're gonna create groupings. So start putting like things together. Luckily, this closet pretty much had been organized before. So when I was pulling it out, I tried to keep it that way. So like on the table is all her homeschool stuff, all her crafts I was putting on the island, which you're gonna see here in a second. But if you didn't already have it organized, you could definitely do that as you go, or once everything's out, just start grouping like items together. Now, the next step is to edit, which basically means paring down anything that you're not using or that's old, that needs to be trash, needs to be donated. Maybe it's something you want to keep, but it doesn't need to be taking up, prime real estate is what they call it. You could put it up in a tub in your garage or your attic. So definitely just leave out the things you're using that add value to your life, because this is so important. There were so many things in that closet that I didn't need to be taking up prime real estate. We have one hall closet. We don't have linen closets. We don't have coat closets. That's our only closet outside of our bedrooms. So I need to be super careful with it. And then once you're done editing down, you can start containment. And this is where you're going to start putting things away. Be very aware of with color. So anytime there's color involved, they like to use the rainbow and do it in the Rory G. Biv. So this was the approach we took, and OMG, we loved it, and we dove straight into this. I also wanted to add that when we were organizing this hall closet, I did not spend any money. This was containers we already had. I had a few in the closet. I had a few in other closets. So I never want you guys to get stuck and say, I can't be organized because I don't make enough money, or my house can't be pretty because I don't make enough money. You can definitely do it. You just have to get more creative, and it's definitely going to mean more to you. Walmart has great containers. They're like 3 for 98 cents. If you want to get a little bit nicer, Dollar Tree has dollar bins and they're nice and like Rubbermaid. Walmart, Target, there are so many options. Amazon has them. I'll have a few linked, but I never want you to think it's just about money. If you're on a $0 budget, you can totally use like cereal boxes, cut them down. You can use paper to color them or just leave them in the cardboard. You can use oatmeal boxes. Definitely just get creative and you can definitely make it happen. Now that everything is organized and in their containers, we're going to start putting it back into the closet. Now keep in mind, you're going to put it in one way and it's probably not going to stay that way. We rearranged this closet 4 or 5 times, so just start putting it in the space and then you can make changes as you go. I'm having Savannah help me because this is mainly her closet, so I want it to function for her. I want to know, which shelves it's going to go on, what's going to make it easier for her to see and stand out. I had Savannah watch a few of the home edit shows with me and it really inspired her and it made her want to help, and then it makes her want to keep the space clean as well. So definitely get your kids involved. Now I'm working on these games and it never crossed my mind to color code them. I love this system. I watched them do it on the show and I was like, how did I not think of that? Plus the way they stack them from left to right is so much easier than top to bottom because she can pull one out without all the rest falling over. So I thought this was a really good tip as well. So another tip they gave during the series is to know what the space is going to be used for, and most of the time it's going to be multi-purpose and that's just fine. So this is Savannah's craft closet, it's her school closet, it's also my like gift wrapping closets. So they're all about setting up zones. Make sure there's a zone for the gift wrapping, make sure there's a zone for the homeschool, and then it kind of keeps things from mixing up. And I just felt like that was such a good approach. I feel like I've already been doing it, but the way they explained it just came across really well, and it is. So figure out what you need. If it's your garage and you need a garage sale bin, do it. If you need a donation bin, do that. Figure out the space and how you're actually using it, not how you want to use it, but how it's kind of pretty much getting used on a daily basis, and make it function for that. So I had bought these bins when I was organizing this closet last, and I loved that we could just throw things in and you couldn't see it, and then each bin had a purpose. But as time went on, Savannah didn't know which each bin was for, and so it got really messed up, and I hadn't noticed. I knew they were getting dirty, but I didn't know how bad. So I love the idea of just clearing the things out. I had so much excess of stuff we did not need. Right there, she's going through her slime bin just to get so much trash. We threw away so many bags of trash that were just taking up prime real estate in that closet. So I see why they use a lot of clear containers. Now, I didn't use them in this closet because I didn't want to rebuy them and I don't want to see a lot of clutter, but we kept a lot more out. So all her crafts now are out where they're visual so she can actually see them. I'm going to show you in a few of the bins right here so you can see from the before and after. There's a lot less items, and now all of her items are on display. When you can't see them, normally it's out of sight, out of mind. So now that she can see her stamps, she can see her paints, she can see her crayons, she's more likely to go in there and use them. Now, as far as my craft supplies, I know they're in there and I don't use them often, so I think it's okay to tuck them away. But as far as her things that I want her to use, I definitely want them to be on display now. So once I had the whole closet organized, the gift wrapping bin started to drive me crazy, and I'm like, I've done so much of this work, let's go ahead and work on all these gift bags. Basically, I would just throw them in there, and I never organized them, and so now I put them by like plain bags that didn't have any writing on them. I had a set of all the happy birthday bags. I did bags that were just like boy related that I could grab for like Chase or if we had a boy's birthday party, and then I did holidays. So now it actually has a purpose, and then I laid the tissue paper a lot more pretty on top. So just taking a little bit of time to do that. It's in a clear bin, it looks pretty, and then I know exactly where to go when I need a bag. But now it's the next day and we're gonna move on into the kitchen, and this was another area I had been putting off. Now I did run to Target that morning to pick up a few bins. I felt like I was going to need them for the space that I didn't have enough. So I picked up all these from Target. I'll link them down below in my description box for you, but just a reminder, you don't have to do this if it's not your budget. Go to Walmart. Like I said, they have the cheapest option. Dollar Tree, make your own, do what you got to do, but definitely do not organize because you don't have the money. So now I'm going to show you what some of the spaces look like as a before, so you know what I'm working with. As you can see in those clips, you can tell I've tried to organize these before. If you've been around for a while, you've watched me try to organize these before, and it's all about organizing until you find the right system. Some systems work really well for others, and some do not. I've loved the drawer dividers, but it still just gets so messy. I'm learning the less you have and the more everything has one spot, it's better. So there's just one spot in an area or one item in an area. Now, it's hard to do that with kitchen utensils. I feel like we need more of them. I'm not even a huge cook, but when we host people, like, I need to have utensils. So it doesn't look as good as I would want it to, but it's gonna function so much better. I'll be showing you an after here in a little bit, but it does really help to pare down. Like, how many spatulas do you need? I probably need to go through them again, but as you can see, I'm doing the whole process again. I'm taking everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the space. So I'm working with a nice clean slate, and then I'm gonna start putting the drawers in. Now that I have new dividers, I'm gonna see how they fit. I don't wanna put everything into containers and then it not fit into my drawers. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure they fit and then organize. Another tip is, if you have the budget, just buy a ton of organizers, and then what you don't use you can return. Sometimes it's really hard to measure out and know exactly what's going to fit in your drawers, so just overbuy and then return what you don't use. I also wanted to let you guys know, if you'll stick around until the end of today's video, I'm going to be showing you inside of these cabinets and drawers. Some of the ones I didn't show you or didn't organize on camera, I wanted to throw them in at the end, so definitely stay until the very end of today's video so you don't miss those. Now I'm going to start working on my silverware drawer. I didn't have any intentions on working on this space, but I noticed the dividers in there were white, and I was kind of needing white dividers for my desk drawer, which we'll be working on here in a few moments. And then I thought the clear ones would look better in here, so I decided to go ahead and make that switch, and I'm glad I did. I'll show you some afters here in a little bit, but now I'm going to do a quick tidy up. So there was still more spaces I need to work on in my kitchen, but sometimes it's nice to like pause, reset, get some of the items cleaned up before you start making another mess, because one thing's true: when you are organizing or decluttering, you are going to make a huge mess. So as you pull everything out, it's just going all over your cabinets, as you can see here. So sometimes it's just nice to reset. Once I pulled all this out, I got super overwhelmed, so I just left it and moved on to underneath my sink, which I had no plans to work on. But I thought, hey, there's color under there, I can make the rainbow. So now we're gonna start on this project. As you can see, I get a little ADD in this video, but it was so nice just to work on all these spaces and see them complete when I was finished. Next, I decided to start working on the drawer that was underneath my kitchen sink. I love this area. I keep all like my Jaws pods in here, just extra sponges. As you can see, I always get asked about those sponges. They're from IKEA, but Amazon sells the exact same one. So I split these up into colors, which is so much better. At the time, I felt like I had too many, and then once I laid them all out, you can see I only have one green, which is my kitchen cleaner. So visually, I can just kind of see what I have a lot of, what I need more of. So I'm loving this system. And next I'm gonna work on my cloth drawer. So this is where I keep all my cleaning cloths. I keep this really pretty, but I've noticed when Savannah or Chase help me with the laundry, they don't know how to put them back. So I decided to use the color code system over here and use the rainbow. Then they know exactly where to put it. I used to do it by brand, like I'd have all my eCloth rags and then my Jaws rags, but I think it was very confusing to them because they didn't know where they belonged, because some are different textures, some, you know, have different colors. So now we're just gonna put it from color from front to back, and I think this is gonna be so helpful, especially for the people in the house that are helping me.
I sat down by the ocean. It's that tears that I feel, fill up with emotions. Could I taste them for real? Longing for you, longing for you. Oh, but I can't get back. What can I do? What can I do? Oh, when your train is gone. I don't wanna go back, back. Don't wanna go back. If you are not with me, hey, do you read me?
Now I'm going to finally tackle this cabinet. I think it's just like an awkward shape and it's just kind of awkward to get to, so it's really hard for me to organize it. And I do the best I can to keep alike items, but this is basically my china and my serving ware and serving pieces for parties. So we're not in here a lot, and those are all shaped so weird. I can't ever make it look too pretty. Now, a lot of these serving trays I used to keep over here by my hand soap, so I went ahead and pulled it down and tried it again. And then I used to have one underneath my canisters. I also got new canisters I'm super excited about, so I thought, let's try this back on it. Plus, that clears up room in that corner cabinet. So you'll have to let me know. I'm about to show you a clip. Is this too many, since like my canisters is on one, and then further down the island my soap is on one? Is it too many, or do you like it?
I walk back to my history, into my old neighborhood. Longing for you, longing for you. Oh, but I can't get back. What can I do? What can I do when your train is gone?
Here is an after clip of this cabinet. I know our vitamins are right there, but it just works well for us. This is where we know to go and take them, and we do take them daily. And otherwise this cabinet's never getting opened, and I don't want it with our cups or anything else, so it just seems to work best right there. So I know it's a little awkward, but hey, it is what it is.
If you are not with me, I don't
this is another one of my awkward spaces. I love that I have all this storage, but it's really deep and hard to get to back there. So we're going to go ahead and tackle this area. As you can see, I'm going to start off by pulling everything out. That's what you do. Just pull everything out, and then I'm going to start editing down. This is actually one of those spaces I need to declutter, or edit as they say. Some of the other spaces I've decluttered recently, but this one I definitely need to see what I'm using and what I can get rid of. Again, I was super shocked at how many items I had in such a small space. So I know a lot of you are like, oh, I don't need to pare down. I've already decluttered. If I can keep decluttering, I know you probably can too. So definitely clear everything out of those spaces and just make sure you're using it all. It helps when you see each item or touch each item. Really tell yourself, have I used this recently at all, or have I not? Am I just saving it for that one special event that's never going to happen? So definitely just kind of focus down, see what you can get rid of, and really work on those spaces. Finally, for the first time, I realized in that back corner on the top shelf, it was actually super tall. I had no idea back past the drawer. So I was able to stack all my tall things back there so I didn't have to take them apart or lay them on their side. I was so excited about that. And then I'm going to keep all of like our small appliances towards the front because they're things we grab weekly or daily. And then that just makes it easier to grab and put away when we're finished using it. Here is the overview of my kitchen now, so you can kind of see where we are. There's a lot of the containers I haven't used yet. There's items that I'm deciding, are we gonna get rid of? Are we gonna sell? Are we gonna donate? So I just tried to start putting all those on the table just to keep them away from us. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do a real quick tidy up again. So you guys saw me do this before. I'm just going to reset again. I am going to put all the items that I'm unsure about on the kitchen table, and I'll deal with that later. And then I'm going to work on getting all the organizers together so I can take them to the next space that we're about to work on. Okay, the next space we're going to work on is in my beauty room, and it's my desk drawers. A lot of the items that I had cleaned out for the hall closet needed to come in here or go in Chase's office. Since we have 2 offices now, we really needed to pull out all of our office supplies out of the hall closet and bring them into the offices. So, and mainly those were like cards and supplies and pins. So I'm going to go ahead and show you in a few of these drawers just so you know what we're working with, and then we're going to go ahead and get started again. I didn't know how to organize this top drawer. It's mainly all my pens and paper and supplies. So I decided to do the rainbow effect again. I noticed I had a lot of colorful pencils and Sharpies and all my like sticky pads. So I thought, hey, what the heck? We've been doing this throughout the whole house and I'm loving it. So I went ahead and did it in this drawer, and I'm actually really excited with how it turned out. For somebody that doesn't love color, I'm like loving color. When it comes to like supplies and cleaning products, I don't know, I'm just a sucker for them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and work on my cards. I had a ton of thank you cards in my desk, as well as the hall closet, which isn't like me. I like to keep like things together, but for some reason I had missed that. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine these and put all the thank you cards together, the birthday cards together, and then all the envelopes. While I was cleaning out these drawers, I found a whole bin of all my colorful bracelets. I had put all the color away because you guys know I stick with like black and browns and tans and whites. But I really wanted to just go ahead and color code these two, so when I do grab color, I can grab the right ones, because a lot of the time when OSU is playing, I'll put on my orange bracelets, and sometimes I dig through and miss a few, so this way I can just keep them all together. Plus, this whole like putting things in the rainbow color has been so pleasing to the eye that I'm like loving it. All of a sudden, I'm trying to find all the color in my house. So I'm gonna do it with these bracelets too, and then I just keep them in my desk drawer. Since it's a beauty room, I just have extra storage over there, so I like to just keep them in that space.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.
And now here are a few after clips of how all the drawers look now. Now in this next slide, I wanted to show you a before and after, even without spending money or doing a lot. Here's the before, and it basically is with cords. Anytime you have cords, it gets super messy, but if you'll just take the time and wind those up with some type of clip or, you know, bag tie, you can definitely clean it up and make the space look so much better. So I did not do much to that other than wind up the cords, and it looks so much better. But here's the rest of the drawers and how they're looking. Okay, and this would not be a home edit style organizing if I did not add some labels in here. They are all about labels. I need to do it more in my kitchen. Obviously, like in my office drawers, I probably won't, and like where our appliances are, but in my pantry, I need to work on it, and I really wanted to do it in Savannah's art closet, that very first closet we worked on. I wanted to label this, so I stayed up late. You can tell the lighting's a little bit different. This is the last thing I was going to work on. So you're going to see me go ahead and create some labels. I recently got this Cricut machine and I'm like loving it. I know it's great for gifts, but I'm loving just like leveling up my house with it. So you're gonna just see real quickly, I didn't do anything fancy other than like a simple font, but the difference it creates in the closet versus like no labels versus labels, it is amazing.
Dancing with the shadows on the bedroom wall, silhouettes of memories that I can't recall, trying to be ready for the call, trying not to fall, ready for the landfall.
You guys are doing awesome. You've almost made it to the end of today's video, but definitely don't click off yet. I still have clips of my kitchen if you guys want to see some of my other spaces and how I've organized those. So we're almost done, but not yet.
Filling up the empty space, but heaven knows I'm getting so much better every day. Yeah, baby, can't you see? It's easy as ABC. We will carry one another on this path, yeah. Even though my feet are barely finding solid ground, I'm getting much closer now. We'll find a way somehow. We will bear one another to the landfall, until the landfall.
So here is the after now that I labeled some of the items. Clearly I couldn't label everything, but the things I could just turned out so well. So I'm super happy with this closet. This used to be one of those closets I wanted that door shut. I did not want it to be left open, especially when guests are over. Now I just catch us leaving it open just because I like walking by and seeing it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy and thankful for the home edit that they gave me this inspiration to get this closet done.
Can't you see? It's easy as ABC.
Okay, and here are a few clips of my kitchen that I promised you. These are spaces that I've organized a long time ago and the systems just worked. You'll see some of the cabinets are kind of empty. Not everything's unloaded from the dishwasher, and some of my stuff's even in my refrigerator, but just to get an idea of kind of how I keep, you know, my storage bins or my plates or bowls. I'm also going to show you my pantry because we technically don't have a pantry, so we just use a cabinet as one. And using these clear bins has just helped us so much. It stores so much food, and we can see when we're getting low on it. I love that. And then this is our junk drawer. We're really good about keeping it organized, but Savannah redid it lately and it just turned out so well. But we're at the end of today's video. I just want to thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I'm going to be sharing a fall home tour really soon, and I'm going to really dig deep and do an organizing home tour where I show you inside my cabinets and drawers instead of just like the outside and how everything looks. I'm going to be opening up closets and drawers and everything, you name it. So definitely be on the lookout for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!